Now it's time for routing. Usually websites consist of different web pages and different URLs. And if you take a look in the anatomy of the URL, you can see it consists of a protocol, can be HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. Then we have a subdomain. You might have it or you might not. And then the domain name at this level, and then the domain extension, or sometimes we call it top level domain. And starting from here, we have path. Also, we can call it segments in the Next.js terminology. And then it also can have some query parameters and also fragments, as you can see, and query parameters can have multiple parameters with values. And actually, starting from the path, this is what we have control over it in Next.js. So I can have different paths here. And within that path, I can do two things. Either I can return a web page, or either I can develop an API, because Next.js is a full stack framework. I can also develop an API and return some other data, such as JSON or XML, that's fine. So this is the minimum and basic, very basic routing that we can have in Next.js. And let's implement one. I'm in the project, I try to run it. And then you can see the home page here. Then I'm going to create an about page. To do so, I head into the app directory. I create a folder called about, and this about is going to be as a path or as a segment in my web application. Let me zoom so you can see better. See, this is the path that I'm expecting to serve a web page called about. But currently I'm receiving 404, and that's because in this directory or folder I don't have any page. What I can do is to copy a page and create a page.tsx or JS. If you want to go with JS, that's fine also. I change the content to about, maybe this one. So now, as you can see, I'm on the about page now, and I see the content of the about page. So simply I have created another page by creating a folder and then a page.tsx inside that folder, and Next.js will handle this route for me and make this URL to work. And Next.js by default search and looks for the default function that exists in a page.tsx or page.js. So the default export here is this function. So it's going to interpret that as the entry point of this web page. So whatever you put and return in this function is going to be served as the web page. The name of the function doesn't matter, but in case of having more readable code, it's better to use meaningful function names like about page, something like this, and it works fine then. It's worth mentioning that web pages can also be nested. So if I create another directory under this about page, let's create one. About me, for instance, is going to be a directory like this, about me. Then I get 404 because I don't have the page. I copy this one, I create another. So now if I change this content, as you can see, now it's working. So this way we could generate different routes with different web pages simply by creating folders and web pages. This is the simplest, most basic scenario that you can have web pages. Later in this course, I'm going to explain how to handle dynamic routes, layouts, templates, and all the stuff. So see you later.